Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel BBC Rare Coins. Today, we're diving into a true American classic, the wheat penny. Minted from 1909 to 1958, this little coin has a big history, and it's a favorite among collectors across the world. Top 1. Hey coin lovers and treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the hidden stories and incredible value behind some of the most fascinating coins in American history. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that's often overlooked, the 1940 wheat penny, and then we'll reveal the shocking truth behind a rare $quarter that sold for a jaw-dropping $66,000. You heard that right. A single 25-cent coin, worth more than a brand-new luxury car. But first, let's talk about the humble yet historic 1940 wheat penny. At first glance, the 1940 wheat penny might not seem like anything special. Millions were minted, over 586 million from the Philadelphia Mint alone. Add in the coins from the Denver and San Francisco mints, and you've got more than 781 million pennies floating around from that year. But don't let those numbers fool you. Among those hundreds of millions, there are a few hidden gems. And those rare variations are where the real value lies. The key to unlocking the value of any wheat penny lies in the details. And the 1940 edition has a few special surprises for sharp-eyed collectors. One of the most sought after is the 1940 D wheat penny with a repunched mint mark. These RPMs, as they're called, happen when the D mint mark was stamped more than once into the die, slightly off-center from the first punch. The result is a visible doubling effect on the mint mark that's highly prized by collectors. In top-grade condition, these repunched mint mark pennies can bring in hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But that's not all. Even more valuable are the coins with minting errors. Coins that were struck on the wrong planchet, off-center, or with doubled dies. These errors are rare, but when they do show up, they can elevate the value of a 1-cent coin to incredible heights. Imagine a 1940 wheat penny struck on a silver dime planchet. That kind of error, if verified and in good condition, could easily be worth several $1,000s to the right collector. And of course, condition is everything. A 1940 wheat penny in average circulated condition might only be worth a few cents to a dollar. But find one in uncirculated, mint state condition, especially with a rich red luster and no contact marks, and you're talking serious money. A coin graded MS67 red by PCGS or NGC can sell for over $10,000. Just imagine pulling that out of an old jar of coins in your attic. Now let's shift gears to something even more astonishing. A US $quarter that sold for $66,000. That's right, a coin worth 25 cents face value that ended up being one of the most valuable modern coins ever sold at auction. This isn't just any quarter. It's a Washington quarter, but what makes it so valuable is the incredible combination of rarity, condition, and a dramatic mint error. The most valuable quarters are often the ones that slipped through the cracks at the US Mint. They weren't supposed to be made that way. They're struck on the wrong metal, they featured doubled dies, off-center strikes, or missing key details. But somehow, they make it out into the world, hidden in plain sight. This particular quarter was struck with an error so extreme, and in such pristine condition, that collectors were stunned when it first surfaced. It wasn't just rare, it was unique. A perfect storm of flaw and perfection. A coin that defied all odds and survived without a single scratch or blemish. When it was submitted for grading, it came back with a near-perfect mint state rating, and the value skyrocketed. At auction, this coin created a frenzy. Collectors from around the world bid furiously, knowing they might never see another example like it. When the dust settled, the final sale price was a staggering $66,000. For a quarter, it's moments like these that remind us why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's history, mystery, and the thrill of the hunt all rolled into one. That quarter could have been tossed in a tip jar, dropped in a parking meter, or lost in a couch cushion. But instead, it became one of the most expensive modern coins in American history. What's the takeaway here? Never underestimate the power of a small coin. That old change rattling around in your drawer might be worth more than you think. Look for the signs, the mint marks, the details, the oddities. Learn what to spot, because the next legendary find could be sitting right in your pocket. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through coin history. If you're as fascinated by rare finds and hidden treasures as we are, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin you thought was worthless, and it turned out to be something special. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass handy, and your passion for collecting alive. Because in the world of coins, the next big discovery is always just one penny or one quarter away. Top 2 episode is all about hidden treasure. We're diving into the story behind one of the most interesting coins in American history, the 1942 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks like just another old cent, maybe something your grandparents used without a second thought. But the truth is, some 1942 wheat pennies have become legendary in the coin collecting world for their rarity, errors, and sky-high auction prices. And later in the video, we'll reveal a stunning story about a rare U.S. quarter that sold for an incredible $60,000. That's right, a 25-cent piece that brought in more than the price of a luxury car. Stick around, because what you're about to hear might just make you check your pocket change a little more carefully. Let's start with the 1942 wheat penny, a coin minted in the middle of one of the most important periods in modern history. World War II was raging across the globe, and resources were tight. The U.S. Mint was pumping out coins for everyday commerce. But even under pressure, mistakes happened, and those mistakes are what collectors today are desperate to find. In 1942, wheat pennies were minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. The vast majority of these coins were made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the standard alloy for pennies at the time. But here's where things get interesting. As the war intensified, the government began testing alternative metals to conserve copper for ammunition and other military equipment. This transition would eventually lead to the famous 1943 steel penny. But in 1942, some experimental pieces were already in motion. There are rumors and unconfirmed reports of a few 1942 wheat pennies being struck on alternative planchets, such as bronze or even the early steel test pieces. If authenticated, these coins could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. But even without those experimental versions, 1942 wheat pennies can be incredibly valuable if they have certain features. Take, for example, the 1942 DDDO, a double die obverse. In this variety, you can clearly see doubling on the date and the letters "In Liberty" and "In God We Trust." It's not just a tiny mistake, it's obvious, dramatic, and highly collectible. Only a handful are known to exist in top grades, and when they do come to auction, the prices are nothing short of shocking. One such coin, in pristine condition, graded MS66 or better, can command over $15,000 to $20,000. Then there are the mint state gems. Most coins from this era were heavily circulated, meaning they were banged around in pockets and cash registers for decades. But once in a while, a 1942 wheat penny surfaces that looks brand new, bright red, sharp details, no scratches, no spots, and full luster. When these coins are certified by PCGS or NGC at grades like MS67 red or higher, collectors go wild. A perfect 1942 wheat penny can easily bring $10,000 or more depending on its condition, eye appeal, and whether it comes from a rare variety. So before you toss that old penny aside, take a second look. It could be the one that changes everything. Now, let's talk about something even crazier. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, a regular 25-cent piece. Now imagine finding out that it's worth $60,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what happened with one of the rarest modern quarters ever discovered. This wasn't a coin from the 1800s, and it wasn't made of gold. It was a standard Washington quarter with a twist, a rare error that made it a once-in-a-lifetime find. The quarter was struck with a dramatic mint error, possibly a double die, off-metal strike, or even a transitional planchet error, and it somehow left the mint undetected. Years later, it turned up in near-perfect condition, untouched by circulation, with flawless surfaces and the kind of rarity that only serious collectors dream about. The coin was submitted for grading, and the results were stunning. It received an ultra-high mint state grade, placing it among the top surviving examples of its type. Add in the dramatic error and the fact that only 1 or 2 of these coins are known to exist, and you have a perfect storm of value. At a major auction, collectors from across the country jumped into a bidding war. When the final gavel fell, the winning bid was $60,000 for a quarter. This wasn't a misprint. It wasn't exaggerated. This was a real auction, a real collector, and a real coin that sold for more money than most people make in a year. And the wildest part? It might have been sitting in someone's change jar for years before anyone noticed. Stories like this are why the world of coin collecting is so exciting. It's not just about the age of a coin. It's about the details, the errors, the conditions, the stories behind how these coins were made, and how they managed to survive. It's about spotting something special in what looks like everyday money. So here's the takeaway. Every coin has a story, and some are worth far more than their face value. That 1942 wheat penny could be worth a fortune. That ordinary quarter could be hiding a rare error. And if you know what to look for, you could be the one to find the next legendary piece.
Top 3. We're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on two incredible pieces of American history, the 1945 wheat penny and a rare script quarter dollar that stunned collectors by selling for a whopping $57,000. These coins are more than just old currency. They're stories, mysteries, and treasures waiting to be uncovered. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear might just change how you look at your loose change forever. Let's start with the 1945 wheat penny. At first glance, it looks like a simple, everyday coin. A small piece of copper with Abraham Lincoln's profile on one side and those iconic wheat stalks on the reverse. But hidden beneath its humble surface is a story of rarity, error, and massive value that has collectors around the world searching high and low. In 1945, the United States was still deep in the aftermath of World War II. The mint was producing millions of pennies each year, and while most were typical examples, a handful had something extraordinary about them. The 1945 wheat penny was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most circulated coins from this year are common and worth only a few cents or dollars, there's a special subset that commands incredible prices. One of the rarest and most valuable types of 1945 wheat pennies is the 1945 double die obverse, DDO. This error coin features clear doubling on the date, the word liberty, and sometimes the motto, "In God We Trust." The doubling isn't subtle, it's bold, and collectors can spot it right away with the naked eye. Double die coins are some of the most sought-after varieties because they represent a mistake on the minting die itself, which then gets copied onto every coin struck from it. If you happen to find a 1945 wheat penny with this kind of double die in top condition, say, graded MS65 or better, you're looking at a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. Some have even fetched prices close to $50,000 in pristine condition at auction. It's rare because the die error was caught early, and only a small number escaped into circulation before the mint corrected the mistake. But that's not the only way a 1945 wheat penny can skyrocket in value. Some coins with repunched mint marks, RPMs, from the Denver or San Francisco mints also carry a premium. These errors happen when the mint mark was stamped more than once, slightly off alignment, creating a doubled or shadow effect. Collectors love these quirky mistakes, and they often bring hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on condition. And then there's the ultimate prize, a gem mint state 1945 wheat penny in perfect condition. Most pennies from that era show heavy wear, scratches, or corrosion. But an untouched, brilliant red 1945 wheat penny, with all details sharp and intact, can easily fetch $10,000 or more from collectors who want that perfect example for their collection. Now, hold on to your seats, because the second coin on today's list is even more jaw-dropping. A rare script quarter dollar that sold for an astonishing $57,000. This isn't your ordinary Washington quarter. It's a legendary piece because of its extreme rarity, unique design feature, and impeccable condition. Script quarters are known among collectors as one of the most mysterious and elusive errors in U.S. coinage. These coins feature a minting anomaly where the word liberty or other parts of the inscription appear to be struck in a flowing, cursive script rather than the standard block letters. This unexpected and beautiful variation makes them incredibly desirable. But what truly sets this script quarter apart is its condition. It was found in nearly flawless mint state, with sharp details and no signs of wear or damage. The combination of rarity, eye-catching error, and perfect preservation sent collectors into a bidding frenzy at auction. Bids climbed higher and higher until the final hammer fell at $57,000, an incredible sum for a 25-cent coin. This coin serves as a perfect example of how something seemingly ordinary can become extraordinary when it carries a unique story or error. It's a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold immense value. If you know what to look for, what does this all mean for you? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who enjoys looking through old change, keep an eye out for unusual details. Look closely at mint marks, lettering, dates, and any strange doubling or design quirks. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive into the 1945 wheat penny and the incredible script quarter dollar. If you enjoyed learning about these coins, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on fascinating stories from the world of numismatics. And before you go, I want to hear from you. What's the most surprising coin you've ever found? Drop a comment below and share your story. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest treasures.